Let me start with something that may disturb you a little. Everything you have was handed to you. Yes, everything. Your strength, your opportunity, your health, your talent. They were entrusted to you. So let that thought settle. Let it settle in. You're not as self made as you think. And if that is true, then the only proper response would be humility. Welcome back to the Unscripted Inside podcast. This is a place where we explore the mind, we tend to grow, we learn, we become better. And if this is your first time on this channel, please do not fail to click on the subscribe button. And also do not fail to share your thoughts on the comment section. Let us know what you think as regards to the video. And if you have something you want us to talk about, please do not fail to let us know. Also, do not fail to share to someone who needs this. With that being said, thank you once again for joining. And today I just want to talk about something that we as humans tend to really ignore. We tend to believe for certain reasons, which I feel is wrong to our mindset. Let me put it this way. I've come to realize that we love to glorify the idea of self-made. But is anyone really self-made? Are you self-made? You know, we didn't choose the family we were born into. Neither did you. You didn't select the era or country you were arrived in, that you were born into. You didn't design your DNA, your raw abilities, or even your first breath. So let's be factual, or what I say, let's be truthful. Your story, as much as you've worked it, as much as you've put in all the effort, as much as you've given everything to your story, it still was laced with grace. You know, I've seen men of extraordinary discipline still waiting for a breakthrough. I've seen people with outstanding talent hitting walls they couldn't even break through. And then I've seen average men and women elevated to positions they never thought possible. You know, that's why I always say success is not pure effort. Effort matters. Don't get it twisted. Your effort matters. The knowledge, the ideas, the learning, the growth, the strength, everything you put into it matters. The connection matters. But without grace, doors stay shut. And I repeat again, without grace, doors are never open. So pause for a second. Think about something good in your life. Could it be your job, your spouse, your children, your stability, that business? Think about it. Now ask yourself, was this really all me? Or was I carried in this season? Did I do everything by my own power, by my own knowledge, by my own intelligence? Was it all me? You know, there's something many of us get wrong. When life begins to reward us, we start writing the story. We say things like, it's my hustle, it's my strategy, it's my idea, it's my sharp mind, it's my connection, it's me, it's all me. And then we look at others who don't have what we have and we start labeling them. We start giving them this tag. They're lazy. They're not smart enough. They just don't want it as bad enough. Is it really true? Because most times, unfortunately, that's not always the truth. Sometimes they want it just as bad as you do. Sometimes they work twice as hard as you did. What you're enjoying is not your superiority, it's grace. Grace doesn't ask for permission, it just chooses. And when it chooses you, the only right posture is humility. It's not because you think you're smart. It's not because of what you bagged, your masters or your degrees. No, it's none of that. That could add to it. But I've seen people with all of that still have achieved nothing. And I've seen people with less of that have achieved far more greater. Let me paint this with some real life contrast. Do you know there are graduates with honors who can get hired? You know that, right? I trust you do know that. And there are people with what I call modest GPA who walk into a greater career. Ask yourself why. Well, maybe you could tell me why. Please do not fail to put that on the chat box down there on the comment section. Some people invest years. They follow all the strategies. They choose all of the best books to read and study. They go for networking. They go for programs. They go for events just to learn more, to launch ideas. But guess what? They still never make it as far as others who have done 10 times lesser and have achieved 10 times greater. I've seen people who eat well, they follow all the fitness plan, they work out, they do all of that. Unfortunately, their life was cut short. On the other hand, there are people who smoke, drink, ignore every health plan, and somehow they outlive everyone. Now the question is why? Grace. Life doesn't run on fairness, and that's what makes humility necessary. There's something I always pray for in everything that I do. I always pray that I never forget how far I've come. I pray to always being humble because it can be distracting with the wins. It's very easy for us to get distracted. We always have to make those conscious efforts. I'm not going to say just one. We make different conscious efforts to stay humble. I do that. So with that being said, let me ask you this. Who have you been judging unfairly? Who have you written off unworthy because they're not where you are currently? Because you feel they've not put in every effort that you want them to or that you did? Who? Who is that person? Or who was that person? Who is that person you look at and think, you're so lazy, you're not putting all the work, you're not doing what you need to do? What if they are doing everything they need to do? What if they are doing far more than what you did? What if? What if their delay is not laziness? What if their delay is not that they do not know, or they're not knowledgeable, or they're not putting all the effort, or they're not working out? What if that delay is not all of that? What if it's just that grace hasn't shown up yet? What if? Because when you truly grasp this, when you truly grasp grace, you stop boasting and start thanking. Because gratitude becomes your natural response when you understand this. Gratitude says, I didn't make it here alone. Gratitude whispers, I was helped. The more grateful you are, the less room there is for arrogance. And the more grateful you are, the more attractive your life becomes to even far more greater favor. It is not all you. It is not your knowledge. It is not all your connection. And don't get it all wrong. I'm not saying all of this do not matter. But what I'm saying is you could have all of this and still not get it. So how do you live with this awareness of grace? Because personally for me, what I would say is check your heart. After every rain, check your heart. Ask yourself, am I giving glory to myself or to the grace that carried me? Stop measuring others by your success. Grace doesn't work in equal doses. Use your wings to lift others. If grace lifted you, then become someone's bridge. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude keeps you grounded. Stay teachable. Grace flows in the humble, not the arrogant. Everything you have was given. Your breath was given. Your skill were given. Your opportunities were given. You are not special. You are carried. You are not superior. You are sustained. And you're not self-made. You are grace-made. And let this thought keep you humble. Because once you forget this, pride will convince you that you are your own source. But the truth will always remain. You are living on borrowed strength. So as you move forward, celebrate your wins. Don't gloat. Work hard, but don't look down on others. And never forget to whisper to yourself, it's not me, it's grace. Never forget to appreciate the steps that got you where you are. Never forget to appreciate the moments that got you where you are. Never forget to appreciate who got you where you are. And above all, never forget to appreciate the one that created all of these opportunities. Understanding that grace is not you, it's grace. Please do not forget once again to hit the subscribe button, and also do not fail to share. And if this means something to you, also share to someone who needs it or who you feel needs it. And let me know your thought down in the comment section. That being said, peace.